in government positions, senators, congresspeople, for 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, Joe Biden, who's now out to political pasture, thank goodness, had been in politics for more than half a century. It doesn't make them better. It doesn't make them better at their jobs. It just makes them more compromised, right? So I think term limits, in terms of the will of the people, term limits have always been popular with voters in every Western country that I've ever tracked it in, and it's definitely very popular in this country with both Democrats and Republicans. 2 terms, maybe 3. That's enough. Go back to working in the real world. Go back to being a regular citizen. Career politicians don't make better politicians, and I would be hard-pressed to find an argument to disprove that. Career politicians become more compromised. They become more well, I think that sums it up. They become more compromised over time because they've got to keep making different promises to different groups and keep delivering on them. So I think that in terms of the will of the people versus the will of the state, the will of the people lands very squarely in the term limits column. And finally, in my lifetime, I've never seen a president talk about term limits and talk about actually trying to enact a law and maybe even a constitutional amendment to get term limits put into the Constitution, where it's the law of the land forever. I think it'd be a great thing for the country. I think bringing in fresh faces, fresh minds,